Unfortunately not. Not just yet anyway. Got classic Obling. He's going to be on the Bastion. We got Mouse on the Ashe as well. Means damage boost going to be rather deadly coming out of Gustav. He can apply to the Bastion or Ashe. Those early dynamites can do so much damage and generate so much ult charge. A Bobber fight is exactly what Mouse is after.
Stakes are high right now. Shoes Money Crew going to be bringing out their best look here. Obling is going to be laying down a lot of damage. 450 DPS from the sentry gun of Bastion when it's not suffering from damage fall off. And of course it is hit scan. To take 36. Maybe in trouble here. 1Point on their offense, look like they're going to be going for a triple DPS, double support, and single tank with Chubbs on a Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, they want to be able to deliver as much damage to that shield as possible to make sure Obling can't have free reign over the gigantic choke that 1Point have to traverse.
Second they move in there, though, Zik can also do a lot of damage.
That was a nice boop. Oh,
mid
got it!
Spicy!
Take 36. The Resurrection's going to come through, but Slur's going to go down. I'm not sure it's going to matter at this point, honestly. Take 36 can now control the skies. However, they still need to get through that shield, Harry.
Now they do. There's a lot of shield break pressure right here. There's a boop coming through. Gustav needs to regain his posture with the Ashe. And right now, Shoes Money Crew, they're so split, Jaws.
Oh my goodness.
JK Lol Nobling. Where's the help for JK Lol here? How's he going to get
There's a Wrecking Ball
healing?
in your face now. Nice sleep dart actually onto Obling. Now they can just surround him and kill him off. That was easy peasy. A grenade will end his life, and JK Lol's going to go down as well. Disaster for Shoes Money Crew's defense. They've got a couple of people to really fight and contend on the point. Maybe a Bob comes out, but 1Point, they're going to start curing now, capture progress.
Bob will have to be the play. Flippy's down, but Chubbs has rejoined Mouse on the high ground. Say, hey, don't forget about me. Bob won't be able to contest, though. That's a miss.
Oh, no. Mouse actually shoves it off, but it still managed to actually get Scalar, so not too bad. And Eng's going to go down as well. Bob MVP for Shoes Money Crew so far. Tech 36 unleashes the barrage, but Bob again takes out Tech 36.
Most
That's 3
valuable
kills.
Omnic, Jaws. Most valuable Omnic. Flippy's going to be looking for that title as well, of course. Got to be looking for the headshots here. Morphig, caught out as he comes in. A headshot will be delivered, but that's not enough to de-mech for D.Va. Flippy's going to get some healing, and 1Point going to go for a quick reset. They didn't get a single tick, despite all of the effort there, and half their time bank is gone. But look at this ultimate bank. They almost have 5 ready to go, including a nano boost and a Dragon Strike that's just been loosed.
Dragon Strike onto the point. Chubbs is fairly low. However, JK Lowell is going to pay a quick visit towards Zik. Going to go low as well. Tech 36 actually ends up going down. Perhaps too dangerous for a resurrection here for Eng. Doesn't decide to actually go for it. Slur's going to come in with the EMP. I was so close. One more Arna Dart would have killed you off in that instance. Zik does find a comeuppance kill, however, as Mouse ends up falling, and actually Obling's going to go down as well.
JK Low anti-heal doesn't have the adaptive shield anymore, so Zik can try and claim all of the space.
Oh, straight off
getting away!
Obling didn't see that one coming. Pinned to the wall with the arrow, and now 1Point can finally move towards this point and actually gain capture percentage.
Now they all Zik on Overwatch here. Instantly gets EMP'd. Doesn't look like there's going to be a huge amount of follow-up.
Doesn't really matter though on a Hanzo. You're going to lose a little bit of mobility maybe, but you still do a whole bunch of damage. Flippy trying to find another couple of heads, but they still managed to get a tick. With 1 minute remaining now, they're going to have to be rather careful.
JK Low not getting exactly what he wanted here. His momentum was stopped, and so was Shoes Money Crew.
Looks like it should be over now. Mouse is going to get resurrected by Gustav. Self-destruct onto the point. Clears everybody away for just a moment. Eng is going to go fairly low. Slur actually taking out Tech 36. 2 ticks have been acquired as the mines get laid out as well. Mouse trying to disrupt the backline on this Tracer, and Eng actually ends up falling. Shoes Money Crew coming back with a vengeance.
Mouse can die in 1 shot from Widowmaker, though. Flippy manages to get it.
Scalar's in a lot of trouble, but Zik comes in, the savior for the support for the time being. JK Low is still on the point, but just rolls into some mines. They're still unable to actually catch this one, and EMP is going to get used as well. And the Resurrection's going to come in. Scalar's dead. Shoes Money Crew still fighting the fight on the first point. 2 ticks have been acquired for 1Point. And this is it, Harry. They need to be able to cap this to ride the momentum train.
Zik looking to get the value. Their minds in their way.
Flippy, this is what I'm talking about. Slur, Obling is going to go down. OT's going to be in session. Shoes Money Crew now need to push them off point. Flippy ends up falling to a post bomb, but now no recall for the Tracer. Such a hard situation for Mouse. He's in a 1v4 situation. No way he's going to be able to get it. Finally, 1Point end up capping in what was probably one of the scrappiest first points on Horizon Unicorn we've seen. Shoes Money Crew, they now have to defend. Second point against 4 minutes.
Off the back of Flippyville. Flippy the point, but Flippy also has to make the commute back. You got that backward spawn jaws, and Widow isn't the fastest when she doesn't have that grapple up. May have to swap over now onto a different hero, but Zik's also going to be showing off some DPS. There's the swap, Flippy to the Brigitte. Shoes Money Crew also going to be giving up those DPS, and that will be the fastidious preparation of the 3 tanks and the 3 supports, but no Zenyatta in sight. But if our team's going to be opting for the Ana, Scalar's super close to the Nano. That can make Chubbs an absolute wrecking ball here as he runs into an enemy formation.
Nano has been nerfed on this patch too, from 300 heal to 250. Doesn't stop it being used on Chubbs, of course, at full HP. A nice sleep dart, and the Flame Strike actually going a little bit wide, make sure he doesn't wake up. But they're still gaining a little bit of progress on the point. Earthshatter's not really near each other at all, and a Hack's just trying to land on JKL to remove the shield. Nice shield bash onto Chubbs, sends him to the grave as Gustav claims the kill. 1Point now backing off. They know they can't fight without the main tank. So it does mean they're going to have to go for the quick reset.
And this sleep dart here does mean Mouse can continue to be raining terror upon them.
Take 36 is dead, I think. There's no way he's getting out. Chubbs just trying to find a little bit of comeuppance, but a nice little stagger kill on Stake 36 will stop 1Point in their tracks just for the time.
Some great responses from Shoes Money Crew as well to keep Mouse alive. He reached very low health points there, and of course, the sleep from Slur shut down Chubbs while he was nano boosted was the real MVP play, and now he has the advantage of having that nano boost available. Whereas Scalar, he's going to swap over. He wants to play on the Zen instead, wants that defensive ultimate available as well as the additional damage that a Discord Orb can offer onto a main tank. Only 25% now rather than 30, so not quite as much fear in JKL, but it's still definitely going to be a terrifying prospect to go up against.
Zik's got the EMP as well. Nano Boost is going to get used on JKL, why not? Obling's going to swing on in as well. Nice couple of kills to start off the fight for Shoes Money Crew. You can see instantly backing off. Yeah, no way you're getting out there, Scalar, unfortunately, my man. That's going to be it. Zik still with the EMP though, Harry. 2 minutes have elapsed, yes, but they've got the win conditions in their back pocket. And Slur actually on the Ana here too isn't going to be on Zen, so the shields won't get removed and he can't easily be dispatched with.
And one of the things about Ana against EMP as well is that you do not rely on abilities for your healing. It's all about your primary fire with that biotic rifle, meaning that once you are hacked, you can still allow a lot of healing onto your members, such as JKL and Mouse, who can now try and get an early engagement with a Graviton Surge. You've got to beat out the tempo of a Sombra.
Nice little shield there onto JKL to stop the hack coming through. Graviton Surge used on the pillar. Very little follow-up though, as JKL was scared of the Sombra on the sidelines. Both rallies have also been triggered as they do move themselves onto the payload. JKL shield goes down and pretty low. Opening gets solo grab, but that might just be enough. The bio grenade wasn't there really to stop the damage coming through from 1Point. They launch the self-destruct in. JKL with a desperation shatter goes down as well to a Chubbs melee. A shatter's going to hit the ground too. The beat is not there.
It's stripped away.
Definitely is. 1Point putting themselves on the point. They gain a second tick. Opening trying to get back, but it's not enough. They end up completing second.
Beautiful game of chicken there between Zik and Gustav. He knew that Gustav would be forced to use that beat if too much danger and peril befell Shoes Money Crew, and then he could strip it all away with the EMP that gets rid of all shields, whether they are inherent to the health pool or over shields from something like an adaptive shield, from a wrecking ball, or of course a sound barrier from Lucio. And that can remove a lot of the potential that Lucio has as a defensive tool. He does still have the boops, but he was a bit too far away. He wanted to stay outside of a radius of that EMP, so he was staying up on high ground, making sure that there was no way to hack both Slur and Gustav.
As you can see in the bottom left, exclamation mark event in the Twitch chat to get some of the details for the up-and-coming showdown event, where you will see an EU victory once again. We'll wait and see. We'll give NA a chance. We'll give them a few maps at least.
Yeah.
We'll give South America
South
a few
America's
maps.
also there. They can give it a go.
They can give it a go, but EU, let's be real with ourselves here. No bias, of course, but
yeah, and
we're going to win.
Fusion University, of course, also have just lost their winning streak, so not quite as invincible.
Time to continue that winning streak going.
Got to start it somewhere, but unfortunately won't be at the showdown. And you can tell we're excited about this event. We know you're excited about this event. Think about how excited these players are, Jaws. That's what's in the back of their mind while they're playing. They want to make it there. They want to go to the LAN at the Take TV Studios, famously host of the Takeover LANs back in EU Overwatch of old, where you had Cloud9, Rogue. It was such a great time. And the great times will be rolling again once more with 1Point on the defense. For Bastion, once again, is being shown Flippy on the Widowmaker.
Oh dear. Scalar's going to be on the Baptiste as well. That Mortality Field does so much work with the Bastion. You just pop it on, you have to focus that Mortality Field because the Bastion ain't going to go down. He's going to chunk you out if not. Mao's just trying to go for a couple of cheeky headshots, try and get the fight rolling.
JK Lowell's also getting a little bit of pressure onto a point as well, trying to force a rotation.
That's not the start you want.
Gustav being caught out. Not going to be the ideal play right here. The Immortality Field has been used, though. Morphic, of course, he wants to use this Hanzo because the Dragon Strike is incredibly powerful against in-placed positions like a Bastion Orisa combo, because, of course, it will go through all of the shielding that's available.
Best thing about Immortality Field on this point specifically, if you're firing in onto this, the Immortality Field can actually be placed slightly to the left-hand side, so it can't actually be picked off by anybody. It's got a rather large health pool as well, so it does take a little bit of focus fire to actually bring it down, which means the Bastion's going to be more than safe. A rotation onto the point by Shoes Money Crew, though. It's going to have to prompt a response from OnePoint. Nice shot to Mouse, though.
Outclassed in that aspect. Flippy knew exactly where he was coming from, was more than ready.
There's a Zen there. Hello, Zen.
Slur could be in trouble right here. Flippy trying to build up towards that, but he is going to get headshot himself and quickly retreat away. Shoes Money Crew there. They still haven't made a huge amount of progress from here. Molfig is trying his best, but
Mouse knew exactly where he was. That might have actually been a Sonic carry. You can see it's on cooldown for Molfig now. Eng's going to get a nice resurrection, protected by the defense matrix as the Immortality Field comes out. Slur's actually put himself in space and taken down. He was all alone, Harry. That's why I was kind of confused at why he was there. And now trying to get a couple of shots in on the Bastion wasn't going to be enough. Nice headshot from Flippy. Can't quite take out Mouse as he trades a headshot back.
Morphic will find him, though, using that Storm Arrow to pick up that kill. Gustav's going to slip away with just a sliver of health. Jaws. Mouse needs to get the tick over here. Infrasights are active, and the first tick has been acquired.
You're not escaping this one, not against the shield. A Bastion in Immortality Field. OnePoint, they're going to have to rotate to the point once again. Shoes Money Crew did gain a tick. Meanwhile, Mine's going to come through. Tech 36 using the self-destruct. Would rather use them for a remake as actually Mao's ends up going down. Mao's actually ended up finding the kill against Zik.
Mao's going to have to be dealing with this amplification matrix as well, but it won't be that useful for too long. Gustav's going to be taken down, dealing up to 600 damage with a headshot through that amplification matrix. And Shoes Money Crew running low on time, Jaws. 1 minute and 34 seconds. Mouse needs to clutch
Just
out
let
here,
the
but
1v1.
Tech's helping.
Oh, Tech 36 spoils it a little bit. Flippy and Tech 36 managed to find the kill here. Still 1 minute and 30, like you mentioned, are remaining. Shoes Money Crew switching up the comp to a Genji dive, looking like Mouse sticking on the Widowmaker. They're going to have to make something work. That blade's going to have to be built up pretty fast, but they've got to contend with not only the tank configuration, they've also got Supercharger.
Mouse wants to stay as well, move over rather, onto the Sombra, try and get an early hack here onto Zik, or potentially Scaler, stop that Immortality Field from coming out, but Mouse already been caught. Tech 36 was scouting.
He gets headshot as well. It's a perfect situation for OnePoint now. They're going to have to wait for Mouse to respawn. He's not going to have EMP in time. Oblink's not going to have this Genji. He may be a bit of a Genji wizard, but 50 seconds are now in the time bank for Shoes Money Crew to gain the last 2 ticks to move on to second.
So locked down. Let's not forget that OnePoint did actually take to overtime to cap this first point, so it's far from the realm of impossibility. Chubbs has for Supercharger ready to go, though. That's going to mean that Zik's going to deal a lot of damage. Flippy can deal 450 damage with a headshot, and he's already dead!
Instantly killed in midair. No way JKLO surviving all that damage. Mauser's going to try for a small wraparound as well. This is what OnePoint were after. Harry, they needed to make a stand right here, right now, to make sure their their semi-finals hopes, in fact, aren't gonna miss. The tank form in the small room, deflected by the Genji for the time being, but Oblink takes a shell to the face, and now the Diva on point to try and force OT is a little bit worse for wear. JKLO is still managing to survive on the point, yes, but Zik's gonna make the big boy rotation.
Out of here, so got to touch the point right now, Jaws.
Recon mode, Bastion.
Just body blocking, dude.
Just body blocking the Lucio off of the point, and OnePoint full hold Shoes Money Crew.
And we talked about how important halftime is, Jaws, to really set your team's mentality going into the second half. And OnePoint definitely had that. They had their talks, and they have put themselves back on the map as a playoff contender. Shoes Money Crew were looking so dominant, but now it's not quite as dominant as before. Getting first point held there. It seems like OnePoint, they're really flourishing. They're bringing out these left field picks.
Yeah, I mentioned at the start, actually, of the series, or of this map, sorry, that Assault really wasn't OnePoint's game mode. A rather low win percentage, below 20. Now, proving that they can hold on first, especially with a comp that uses, again, the Batiste. There was nothing really that Shoes Money Crew could do to actually crack it. I'm not entirely sure if Zik actually died in that fight. Maybe he did, and he actually got resurrected in the end of it all. There was no way they could actually crack this Bastion. Plus, they still had Supercharge to rely on, too.
I think Zik died once, and that was to a headshot of a Widowmaker, and they chased the Widowmaker out using the amplification matrix, but it just shows that you can really leverage your personal sort of preferences. Like, we know Flippy's a great Widowmaker, but Flippy on Widowmaker. When you do, turns out you win a bit more.
Yeah, hit scans, not only that, they're so good in the high ground too, plus make use of the amplification matrix. No way the Bastion's going to go down when he's got that in front of him. He's doing stupid like 900 plus DPS. It's actually insane. With that game though, does mean 1Point is still in it. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Do not go anywhere. Map number 4 coming up soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Shoes Money crew and 1Point still at loggerheads. 1Point managed to find their first win in the series on Horizon. However, this time it is going to be Shoes Money crew's choice of map.
When it comes to scouting for potential talent, that's one of the things that people really look for, the mental fortitude that players can have, especially looking down the barrel of match point in quarterfinals, the end of your season. And then you still manage to bring out such an effective defense as well as an effective offense as well, because you can't forget how mentally straining it must be to take that first point in overtime in a situation where it's like, okay, we've won. Wait, okay, we've won. Wait. Okay,
have we won yet?
Have we won?
We're not sure. That fight was a little bit messy.
This is a big from me, Jaws.
Yeah, so we kind of like talked about this in the little break that we did have, and we said, okay, so what maps on Escort that Shoes Money crew would really want to pick? So they want to pick maybe something to do with goats, like Rialto, for example. Do they want to see 1Point bring out some more DPS-orientated comps because they just got full hold on Horizon? You don't want to see Flippy on Widowmaker again. He was on fire. You don't want to see Zik on a Bastion, which is kind of prevalent. Not the Bastion, the Widowmaker on this map. 1Point on the defense first. We'll see what they want to bring out. Shoes Money Crew. They're going to be the pace setters on the offense.
They absolutely got blown out on Horizon Lunar Colony by Flippy and his Widowmaker. So we've seen what KSP can do here, and if you get to
Spectral.
If you get to go to Junkertown on our second match today for Morning Stars, I imagine you will see the Widowmaker. But looks like we won't be doing that now for 1Point. We're going to be bringing out something that between you and I, Jules, we didn't really expect. Maybe Shoes expected it a little bit more. At the moment, of course, they're hovering a couple of different picks in the attacking spawn, but those are always just kind of to play with the casters. They're trying to bait us into saying things about that.
Yeah, people used to hover May way back in Season 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah, thank you for that one.
I do like seeing May, but May, unfortunately...
Not too useful on this map, though.
Can't really
unless you're trying to like hold in that particular area where they just were.
Yeah, it's something that a couple of our teams have actually done before, where you kind of just bunker up in a corridor and actually contest the payload behind the wall.
Just kill the time bank rather than kill the enemy.
Wall got nerfed, though, so that kind of sucks. HP went down. And that's what Shoes Money Crew...
That doesn't suck at all. That's wonderful.
Yeah, true. Shoes Money Crew are hoping to reduce the HPs of 1Point to 0, as Eng's already disappearing. And Farah coming out from Ovling. Yeah, that's a damage boost mixed with the Orisa Halt. Easy triple kill for Ovling. 70% ult charge. You might just give him the 6k. Thank you. Oh, JK lol, Molfig, really? Come on. Does manage to get at least 4 kills, though. Does mean 80% ult charge as well as the payload starts moving on. Scalar switching over to the Moira. They don't want to go DPS, Harry. They want to stick on this 3-3 against the DPS-centric comp of Shoes Money Crew.
Obling can just sit here rather untouched and just rain down rockets on him. It's going to be very hard to try and get out of him. And of course, he does have that sonar arrow as well, which does allow him to see in. Ooh, that would have been risky. Not for engagement, he can potentially go for.
Oh, there it is, right on top of Zik. He had no shields to spare. Obling with 4 kills. Thank you. He says Shoes Money Crew now moving this payload. There's no way it's going to get stopped now. 4k for Ovling, starting off Junkertown pretty well.
Shoes Money Crew delivering the boot right there to 1Point. Scalar moving over now onto the Moira, wants to have that additional pressure onto Obling in the air using Robotic Grasp, but headshot after headshot's going to put Zik in a nasty situation. May have to use the personal barrier here, and already for Riptire's rolling in, Jaws.
Tire's coming through. Not taking too much damage from the D.Va, but it's going to go straight on the Winston. Chubbs took some additional damage in that fight, instantly ends his life. A Mouse even now with an EMP. They can roll these points fairly easily. 1Point, they're going to have to go for one big regroup. They haven't actually really had a fight, Harry, where they've done damage, and you can tell that because their ult bank is pretty much dead. Yeah,
Scalar's going to have to rely on that Coalescence for its anti-air capabilities. Don't get caught out here, Obling. You're going to have to use the... You can see the scouting there from Flippy. Didn't go for shield bash in the low area. Obling going to continue raining down these rockets. We'll have another one of those barrages sooner than you think.
Dragons are going to come through. Mouse actually has to use the Translocator to get away from the danger. JK low in a little bit of danger now, but the EMP is going to come through. 4 people inflicted. However, that Coalescence is going to heal them up for the time being. Aang is going to fall, though, as 1Point still struggle to keep themselves alive. The rally's going to come out to push themselves on towards this payload, but the Supercharger helped Obling secure yet another kill. He's still high in the sky, just ready to rock and roll, and Slur sends out the tire. 1Point just falling apart. There's nothing they can do to now stop this payload moving on from second. And look at the time bank from Shu as well. They got 4 minutes. They're going to add even more to this as soon as they open the doors.
5.5 minutes for the third point of Junkertown. And they're just like, okay, we've had our fun. Your DPS cards have been revoked, guys, for all of that cyberbullying you just did. So go on, swap back over to Goats. We're going back to for regular, but slow right now.
Nope.
No, he is going to go. You're going to have trouble going through without a flex support, of course. So Slur's going to pick up that Zenyatta. But Scalar here wants to actually play on the Ana. It would look like maybe he's going to roll on back. Yeah, it's going to be classic 3-3 versus 3-3. This is what 1Point we're trying to force on the first point, Jaws. They were expecting Shoes Money Crew, having been previously quite good at these duels, would also opt for it, but they were caught so off guard. Now it's going to be more telegraphed in terms of these duels.
1Point have such a nice ultimate bank building up, though. Chubb switching of course, from the on the Reinhardt is going to be able to only get a little bit of ult charge in, but Zik has got that grab ready and raring to go. Graviton Surge does get thrown in. 3-4 people now caught up. That's a lot of cleave damage coming through from the Reinhardt. Chubbs taken so low, but Zik is going to be able to clean up the rest of the fight. JK Low trying to get as much ult charge as he can. before he ends up going down. 1 point, finally stopping this payload.
A term that you and I love, Jaws, is cyclical ult generation. And that's exactly what we saw here. We talked about how Chubbs just had a swap over from Winston. Very little charge to his name thus far, but just swinging into that 4-man Graviton Surge, he almost has an Earth Shadow ready to go. And he actually died during that as well, so didn't even do as much damage as he could. Now he can try and combine that potentially with a self-destructive. You can stun a load of people. Tech 36 could turn some shields towards himself rather than allow them to block out an Earth Shadow.
Mouse has a grab though. Tech 36 looking for the eat. The self-destruct gets launched in. The Shadow's going to hit the ground. It's perfect. Right on top of the head of Gustav. No Graviton Surge is going to stop 1 point in their tracks just yet as Scaler uses the Transcendence to make sure the rest of his team stay alive. And 1 point, they're not out of the woods just yet. They still have to contend with JK Lowell coming back with the Earth Shadow, but at least they've bought some more time.
Big investments made. Eng still has for sound barrier a slight premium over Gustav. Mouse is caught
this
out
is
here.
Bad. Mouse, the shield's going to die, and he is going to follow it. Shoes Money Crew still looking for the regroup. They got ults to work with at 1 point. They got the same. Now, Graviton Surge is going to be online so soon. Zik can just fire into these right clicks and just fire on into the clumped members. 100% charge too. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of ult charge.
Mouse won't have any residual energy left either. Looking around, making sure Chubbs wasn't going to try and get something from the back right there. Ready to lay down the Earth
the
Shadow.
beat's going to come through. The Earth Shadow hits 3 people. Can they clean it up? Self-destruct's launched in. As a pin kill does land onto Eng as they demech Tech 36 as well. Zik is going to get rounded upon as Molfig did manage to find a nice flank. Shoes Money Crew, they eventually get the payload moving again, Harry. But 1 point, they're going to be able to recontest with double tank ults.
And the investment here, George, Shoes Money Crew, they began to recoup it already. JK Lowell, 50% of the way towards his next Earth Shadow, but Chubbs is going to be there first. And Zik, of course, the Graviton Surge is so important. It's the main win condition often for 3-3 versus 3-3 battles. It's so much more rare to see it combined with the self-destruct because you can just do so much damage into it. And Chubbs could even lay down his Earth Shadow first and generate another one.
Chubbs is going low. Flippy's doing the same. JK Lowell playing so aggressive. He knows he can because he has the Xayah shield on him. Graviton Surge to lock them to the payload. No self-destruct is launched in. They back off for the time to take even less damage. Tech 36 actually wasn't quite so lucky. A Transcendence is now forced out by Scaler in order to keep his Reinhardt alive. Flippy's going to use the rally as well as the Shadow is going to get blocked. JK Lowell charging through the grab, swinging on through with Obling. They're going to fall. 1 point might be able to touch the payload in time just to buy some more time, but 1 minute and 50 seconds remains for Shoes Money Crew to get it, 0.3 of a meter now.
It seemed like there was no plan, Jules, when they laid down the Graviton Surge. Chubbs was a little bit nervous about swinging into the Graviton. Also, there was the Transcendence there, keeping everyone healed up. Tech 36, he got picked off. He was nowhere near a self-destruct, and when you've invested a Graviton Surge and you end up in a 5v6, that's not a scenario that you want. That's when Mao's just like, okay, I guess I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to use myself for Graviton Surge, and everyone's going to get caught within it. And that was an easy cleanup then for Shoes Money Crew.
It all started from when Chubbs was getting so pressured by JK Lowell. This is how far, like, early on into the fights, these fights can just snowball out of control. Chubbs was going low because he had Discord Orb on him, plus JK Lowell was swinging in. He couldn't do anything because the Xayah shield was on him. Once Chubbs was low, Scaler was like, oh, if we lose our Reinhardt here, we lose the fight. That's it. It's done. They're going to cap the payload. So I use Transcendence. And then, like you said, Mouse is like, okay, cool. Now I can just grab and we can swing into it. And it was all said and done.
And also, Chose was removed by a charge from JK Lowell, meaning that shield wasn't available for people who were stuck within the Graviton. And when you don't have a shield in front of people, that's when Slur on the Zenyatta is getting free headshots all the live long day, especially when he's got the Discord Orb as well. Remember, Zenyatta does put slightly more damage with his primary fire now to try and deal with the overall damage output drop that he did receive from having 5% less damage on the Discord Orb. So Zen still personally does about as much damage, but his team do slightly less because of the Discord Orb only doing 25% more damage to targets rather than 30%. And these are just for little things you've got to think about when you're looking at patch 1.34, which we've moved on to for the playoffs from 1.32, which was our group stage patch.
Shoes Money Crew trying something a little bit different on the defense than 1 point did this time around, or last time around. Double sniper. Mouse and Obling using those. Slur's going to be still on the Zenyatta. However, Gustav using the Mercy. Damage boosting those Widowmaker headshots. There's a whole bunch of damage. You can see Flippy trying to go for a little repel shot. Narrowly misses the body of Mouse. Mouse narrowly missing his head.
Flippy versus Mouse was a battle of the ages for, of course, our third map of Horizon Lunar Colony.
They've got so much shield break as well on the side of 1.2. They can fire into with the Storm Arrow. Plus they have Tech 36 actually on the Hog Harry. Nice headshot, nice fortified though, so it doesn't do as much damage.
They're going to be caught out here.
Oh, this is bad. Mouse going low as Flippy takes his head off. He was looking one way, Flippy was looking directly at him. A resurrection is going to come through onto Slur, who died earlier on. Shoes Money Crew finding a nice rotation near the Mega Health Pack, but now gives Flippy all the time to move, Harry.
Oblink has got a counter spell onto Zik, but they need to move out here and start contesting the car. It's still rolling forwards.
He's still moving. Flippy has all the control in this team fight. That was very close. Gustav still managed to keep himself alive. The elongated beam is going to be able to reach his teammates for the time being. AoE healing in the small area around the current target he's targeting is going to be rather useful. However, JK Low losing his shield so fast. Spoke about it just not a second ago. Slur finds a nice instant pick onto Scaler with a right click, and now Flippy using the sights can see everybody on the field.
Infrasight is available, but so his Mercy, and Flippy will be exposed.
He will be exposed, but no one's doing anything about him right now. That Diva's going to charge headlong first into Chubbs. Wolfie's going to find himself without a mech and without a life anymore. They end up trading at least as Aang ends up going down, but Flippy still finding heads. Mouse ends up falling down. There's nothing anybody can really do now. Just stop Flippy. JK Lowell, you didn't stand a chance, mate. You may have found a kill, but at one point, they should be able to find the payload.
2 minutes and 5 seconds remain.
Oh, no. He ends up going down, but doesn't matter, actually. Got a little bit too excited there. I thought maybe Molfig ends up touching the payload, but at one point, still get it moving. 4 minutes for second point now.
Tech 36 actually backed off here. May well give up the whole hog to swap over onto a Diva. Now, here's a quick replay of Flippy. Clicking on so many. It's such a
nice
classic
angle.
crossfire, Jaws.
Bang. Straight through the reeds.
Himself and, of course, Zik there on the Hanzo, doing a great job to come in from 2 different angles, make sure that the cover was not available. For Mouse and Slur, they thought they were in cover, but it was actually just setting them up for Flippy to get easy headshots here and there. Both of our teams are swapped up now, want to go over onto the classic 3-3. A little bit quicker than it was on our previous attack, of course, so he took until 3rd, but they're giving up so much space. The payload's already halfway there before the first engagement has even happened, Jaws. Molv can try and take the advantage here with an early self-destruct.
Early Transcendence is going to get used as well by Scaler. That bomb's going to land in the back line. Doesn't quite find anything just yet. JK Low receiving a whole bunch of damage. Chubbs is as well. Doesn't want to get overwhelmed like he did last time. This time around, 1Point have the upper hand as they take out Chubbs, but JK Low is also going to fall. However, the defensive team a bit more favored on this map, but Molfix still biting back. Tech 36, Nobling end up trading. They're still moving the payload. In fact, a Transcendence committed by Slur to force everybody away from that Mega Health Pack room. Now the Lucio's in trouble. They know they can't survive for much longer. Mao's a little bit caught out, overextended, and Zik now finding the kill. 1Point are going to be able to regroup now, Harry.
Seems like Shoes Money Crew having trouble focusing on one target. Meanwhile, 1Point, they're all over it.
Yeah, it's done. Mega Health Pack room. No health available for you, unfortunately. And the rest of 1Point are now going to clean up Shoes Money Crew. Very awkward fight. It was just so many pickoffs one by one. Like you said, not really much focus fire from really either team. Spawns came about and 1Point was able to win that race.
I figured when Slur popped that Transcendence, they were just going to try and rush down Zik, make sure that high energy Zarya wasn't available, which is one of your primary damage dealers in the entirety of 3-3 comp, has to be your main target a lot of the time. And now he has a Graviton Surge ready. Slightly ahead of Mouse, but it means he can pull the trigger first if he wants to, especially if he wants to give Scaler and Aang time to build up those ults.
Instantly they pop both rallies. Shatter under the payload's pretty big, but they can't actually get on it. At least they kill Flippy off, and now they have to focus fire. Get down the Rhine, and you might win the fight. Chubbs has earned himself a Shatter, but gets stunned and quickly cleaned up by Slur and the rest of his supports. Shoes Money Crew going to hold them on this car, Harry. It was a 5-man Shatter, but it took them a little while to actually clean that one up. But still, halts and burns more time back.
JK Lowell, the hero player, gritting his teeth, and he managed to make it work. And that's something we've got to talk about with these newer players. Their first ever playoffs are in high-pressure situations, but their brains are adapting, Jaws. They are living up to the reputation that precedes them. The dynasty of Shoes Money Crew as playoff
That was a nice
contenders.
little boost. Scaler is completely alone now. A beat is going to have to get forced out in order to make sure he survives, but that was actually Obling actually overextending in that situation. And now JK Lowell going down as well. Nice boot from the Lucio / the Diva in order to put him out of position. 1Point now controlling these fights. They didn't really need to use anything in that fight either. They used the beat, so that means they still got tank ults available.
Yeah, the beat was used, but nothing from Shoes Money Crew. Still building up towards the Earth Shatter and that rally. Obling didn't get much chance to build up towards it there. Of course, he did sort of like isolate himself, forced out the sound barrier, but was quickly overrun. 250 HP does not last you very long as a Brigitte with no teammates around you. Tech 36, we know that he can get the clutch bombs, the same of Molfig, but who's going to let them loose first? Because right now, 1Point.
Graviton to...
Oh my lord, what in the world is that?
I'm not sure.
That's a bad yeet.
Mouse, looking in the wrong direction, buddy. Unlucky. 1 point and now moving forward. Self-destruct is going to get launched in regardless as the Shatter gets laid down. A shield is now broken on Chubbs, so he's a little bit more defenseless. However, Transcendence will see him through the rest of the fight. Chubbs moving forward to try and help with this self-destruct coming in, and they end up killing off JK Lowell. Opening is going to be able to come in, popping his rally, as well as that Transcendence from Slur to make sure the fight doesn't end here. Molfig making sure it is as well. Zig's grab waves goodbye as 1 point end up losing his mech as well.
JK Lowell wants to return, wants to lay down the Shadow. He's got an advantage over Chubbs here. He's ready to go. Jaws, lay it on down.
He's got Chubbs in his sights around the payload, Harry.
Nothing, man.
Just yet, mate. I saw it in your main tank eyes. I was like, you're ready for the Shatter, but so was Chubbs. Caught JK Lowell a little bit off guard.
1 minute, 34 seconds remain. Jaws of Cart will begin moving backwards, but 1 point is still here, and Zik has a lot of energy to work with. Mouse is going to be a little bit close to the grab. Let's hope it's not so much of a 60 hertz one this time.
Nice pick off onto Scalar. Flame Strike through the shield, instantly ends his life.
And now Mouse ready with that Graviton Surge. Flippy's been staggered as they move out. This is a time killer, Jaws. 1 minute and 13 seconds remain. 1 point not yet ready with any ultimates. They're so close. And JK Lowell, of course, he's so far away. Shoes Money Crew, they are on match point. If they can hold it here, this could be their ticket to the semi-finals to face off against one of our bye contestants. Mouse wants to get up on the high ground, not going to be his this time, and Eng would be ready to catch some orbs.
50 seconds still remain, so 1 point can still go for the big regroup here. Again, they want to carry on their legacy as well. All the way back in 2018, Season 2 made it to the quarters. Season 3, semi-finals. This time around, they want to make it to the finals.
They want to get to the finals. They want to win there. They want to go to Atlantic Showdown and show North America and South America who's boss around here. But right now, 1 point have to establish their dominance on the car instead. Shoes Money Crew are going to be fastidious. They're going to be a bastion of defense.
They've got the ults. It's just how they use them. The beat's going to come through first. A little bit later for Shoes Money Crew. Molfig looking high in the sky, looking for a grab eat. Here's the main win condition now for 1 point. A big shadow or a big grab will end the fight. Chubbs lays this down first as Mauser's stunned, so he can't use the grab just yet. But Transcendence now is committed. They really want to win this fight. Overtime's going to tick through. Molfig comes out with a big bomb. All they need is a boop. JK Lowell fights two. Gustav is going to take out Chubbs as well. OT is ticking through. There's no way 1 point get back to the payload now. The self-destruct went a bit wide. Tech 36 is going to go down. Eng's going to follow him. And now the cleaning up of 1 point members for Shu. And we'll see you in the semi-finals.
An impervious defense from Shoes Money Crew, and Molfig once again. We had our camera on him for basically the entirety of that last fight, Jaws. He was checking Zik so well. Zik wanted to be the one who had the initiation, who had the initiative when it came to those Graviton Surges, but he was just like, no, do it. I dare you. Go on. I'm watching. I'm ready.
JK Lowell was the person we had to watch at that fight. Molfig, he landed the perfect bomb, yes, but JK Lowell was still swinging into the grab, found the two-man flame strike, and you know it's all over from there. Both teams almost had a complete ult bank. It was almost 12 ticks across the board. Both beats were already used. And again, it was Scalar using that Transcendence fairly early on, just ended their team fight and ended the map.
Absolutely. Got a couple of highlights ready for you guys. Of course, this was where 1 point did have their moment of triumph. The defense using Flippy's Widowmaker here was very good. And of course, their attack very good as well when they could utilize those crossfires. Bobling also put on a show on this Pharah. So many directs in this first little engagement.
Yeah, you don't really expect it. Well, I guess you kind of do in some respects. I'm sure Obling's kind of happy he's actually back on DPS. Obling, another kind of historic player in EU Contenders, has been around for so long. But this is his season, and we talked about the new players on Shoes Money Crew as well. I mean, Mouse is going to be the returning face for the team, but it is JK Lowell and Slur I'm looking at, and their first time in Contenders, and they're now making it to the semi-finals. They'll face off against British Hurricane, which is going to be a tall order.
Indeed it will be. That's going to be very, very scary to go up against British Hurricane. They have been such a formidable force throughout our playoffs. But the moment
not even playoffs, just in general.
Well, yeah, not even playoffs, of this entire season. Of course, Season 1 of last time as well, when they did beat Giganti in a climactic 4-3 showdown in Poland. And of course, like we got to give credit to the mentality of Shoes Money Crew as well. These newcomers coming in, I gave them a lot of credit for their mental fortitude on both sides, with 1 point coming back from match point to take off Horizon Lunar Colony as well. All these guys are so prepared to make it to playoffs. They're also hungry to continue on that path to pro.
Well, we actually got a small interview for you with the winning team. So we'll jump over to that right away. Well, that's rather ominous, Panda, but I appreciate the stance.
He's doing the Skinner meme. He was going, pathetic.
So how does it feel to make it towards the semi-finals? Of course, the team, apart from Mouse, is all new to the roster. You now have to face up against British Hurricane, looking pretty scary.
Yeah, they are pretty scary, but I mean, looking at how we beat One.PoinT, I guess we have a chance.
You'd hope so.
You guys chose to go to Junkertown as your escort map, and in the break, Jules and I thought that potentially Rialto would be your best choice here since you guys seem to be coming out consistently on top with the 3-3. Why did you decide to go and tango with Flippy's Widow again?
Because they have no chance against us. Threats.
Okay. New patch as well. Baptiste has been unleashed, not only on ladder, but obviously in the playoffs as well. Is there going to be any kind of variation of comps? I can imagine you guys have been looking towards Owl and saying, you know, these are the kind of comps we should run on these maps. Are we going to see a little bit more of him coming into later?
I can't tell you because we're playing British Hurricane tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that's very, very true.
Yeah, no leaks.
Yeah, of course
No
not.
leaks.
Now, who is one team? Of course, you can't technically face British Hurricane in the final, but who is the one team that you'd want to face if you make it to finals?
I would want to face Angry Titans because there are a lot of good Swedish players on that roster, and they have Spectral, who is a good friend of us, our team.
Okay, now one final question. Showdown's coming up. You obviously want to be there as well. Now, of course, EU are going to win, but who looks the toughest out of all the teams that are all the regions that are going to go as well?
EU.
EU, of course, no question. I don't know why I asked that question.
No question.
Yeah.
It's a final question, but it's sort of like, let's just stroke our own egos.
Also, can I just give a massive shout out to Scaler for being the best unsigned player in all of Europe? Except for SMC players, of course. But massive shout out to him. He's really good.
I mean, Scaler has been around a long time, and hopefully we'll see a lot of your players and their team's players as well getting signed to Overwatch League in the future. Thank you very much for the interview, dude. Good luck in your game tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, well, there you go.
Scaler is one of those historic players. I think the first time I actually saw him in European Contenders was when he actually came in as a substitute for Cruz, playing on his off role. He played main support for August and Hungary because Cruz got picked up to go to Toronto Esports, the Boston Uprising Academy team, poached in the first week. So it's good to see that he's sticking around, and of course he's gaining a lot of success with One.PoinT as well.
Let's have a look at the current standings or the bracket. Shoes Money Crew managing to take that series 3-1 against One.PoinT. They will face British Hurricane in the semi-finals tomorrow. Angry Titans, of course, like we mentioned before, have got that bye. And who will be facing them? We don't know. Not just yet. Anyway, Giganti and Morning Stars will be facing off in a little bit.
Now they will. Blank and Tridd will be bringing you the action from that one. But personally, it does look like Giganti with their highest seed are going to be quite favoured in that matchup. And Morning Stars have been having some troubles, but evidently not enough to deter them from getting all the way into playoffs and staking their claim here as one of our most storied and distinguished teams in Europe. And hopefully this new patch will be a great boon for them.
Yeah, they were one of the most hyped teams coming into this season because of the acquisition of Hardest onto the team. Like you mentioned, they have been struggling just a little bit. In the past couple of weeks, though, they have had a lot of shining moments. KSP coming into the roster and being able to play a little bit more DPS-centric comps has been such a boon for them. Widowmaker, such as things as Ashe as well. It's only just amplified on this patch as well. And Amplification Matrix is pretty good at not dealing with, but amplifying a lot of the damage coming out from Ashe. But like Bastion, for example, so hopefully we see a little bit of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of presence to be given as well to Dredro, who is one of our more variable main supports. His Mercy is just as good as his Lucio, which means that when we are seeing Mercy like we have in the match we just commentated, that potentially Dredro will be a huge boon to Morning Stars.
Well, that is it. That is it for us for the time being. Giganti and Morning Stars coming after this break, guys. Do not go anywhere.